Hi, everybody. This is Christelle Martinette. Capricorn, this reading is for you. I'm going to concentrate on Capricorn now for the month of October. For those of you who have never been to my channel or tuning in for the first time, please visit my website to see what services I offer, www.christellemartinette.com, and you'll see there's different services, and also on the main menu you'll see a menu, a sub-menu for readings, and you can write to me readings at christellemartinette.com. I'll be reading tonight with, now for you, Capricorn, with my Initiatory Tarot of the Golden Dawn, which is my favorite deck, my favorite, absolutely favorite deck. Then I'll be clarifying with the Vera Sibilla, which I'll explain to you later, and casting runes and the end of the reading. So let's take a look by putting down. Okay, we have some interesting cards. First card up is the Lover's card. Lovers. The Seven of Wands. The Five of Swords. The Devil. And La Luna, the moon card. Now, these have fallen, let's say, in different areas of the spread, in different houses. The first house is the entrance card to, it's a question that we ask ourselves during the month of October. I see this as being twofold. There's two different readings here with this Lover's card. First of all, the Lover's card is a card that talks about, of course, love, but all tarot readers will know that it is also a matter of choice. What I would like to say most of all about this is that there are two parallel ideas here. You come into the month and you ask yourself, there may be two persons. Right? This is a Gemini card. You can be involved with two people. What am I going to do? The question. Who shall I side with? Where would it be best for me to spend my energies, with this person or another person? There also is the question that if it plays out on the work front, you can ask yourself, which path should I take in terms of work? Should I go down this path? Should I go down the other path? Would it be best for me to stay where I am or to change jobs? There definitely is a choice to be made at the beginning of the month of October. And it can play out in very different domains. The way that you respond to the action that you take in relation to the question is this Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles here is a question, is a moment of reckoning, moment of thinking, pondering. You may not be taking the decision in the month of October. You may postpone it, but it's when the seed, there's an expression in Italian, la pulce nell'orecchio, when you first, it comes into your ear, there's buzzing in your ear when you first think of the possibility of making a choice, either on the job, family members, or a loved ones. And the way the month presents itself to you is quite challenging. Because I have here the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords talks about missed opportunities and regrets. And we'll be clarifying with the Oracle deck, but it is putting you in a state of mind with this Devil card that is in the emotional house. It's putting you in, that is a Scorpio house as well. You may be involved with a Scorpio. Your nth time, the umpteenth time with a Scorpio, you know, it looks like that you've fallen into the hands of a relationship that you didn't want to go into, for many of you. This card also talks about repetitive patterns, repetitive negative patterns, and emotionally speaking. And so we want to get clarification on that. As a matter of fact, I'll pull another card over that right away. And then we have this moon card, and that is the house of change. And the moon card always hides things, and the answers aren't meant to come to emerge. And the answer and the way, the guidance is held back from you because you need to stumble on your own. But again, we're going to clarify that. The clarifier here is the Page of Wands, and it is an ongoing, it's an ongoing story. It's a story of, how can I say, it's a story that piques your, it gets your interest up. Why? Because it's not an easy story, and there's a very sensual story behind it. You see it as risky business, and you want to go there. Okay, you do want to go there. Your emotions need some risk, you know. Let me take the Vera Sibilla deck, and the Vera Sibilla deck is a card that are cards that are called oracle cards, of course, and they speak. They work differently from the tarot cards, and they whisper. To me, it's like whispering. If I leave the house and I forget the cards, or they'll call me and I have to go back and get the cards just to keep them in my bag because they have to talk. They need to talk. I'm going down to the first Lover's card to see what this is all about. It is love. It says choice in love, actually. Ladro, the thief. Then we have sacerdote, the priest. Then amore, love. Now, the sacerdote is, the priest is a sort of connotates negatively. It's a slimy type of person, hiding things. And the ladro, the thief, talks to negative change. Now, we have here involvement with potentially, I'm seeing it, many of you involved with a Scorpio, and potentially, you're very reluctant. You're very reluctant, and you are. How can I say? You've learned too many lessons concerning Scorpio patterns for you. You know, but like I said, it could be not a Scorpio person. It could also be a pattern that you have had that with this person, a negative pattern that's repeating itself, and now is the time to make a change. Now is the decision to take, you know. Let me take a look at this Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, this man sitting under the tree, pondering what to do in terms of that person. Well, I've got here viaggio, the movement, the trip. Then I have morte, the death card, and domestico, the house domestic. Now here too, the house domestic, like the sacerdote, the priest, hides things under their cloak. They are sleazy. They do things for their masters that would otherwise be considered illegal. Okay, so here what we're seeing is a situation of involvement with something. Well, there's the death card here that talks about you coming out of it and you wanting to come out of it, except you don't find the key of how to come out of it. And since that has happened before, since we see this in the Five of Swords, we see that that was the case also in the past when you came across a pattern it was hard for you to get away from. I see here actually that you do move away from the position, you do get away from it without, of course, there are scars, there's pain, there's hurt. And it could be for a number of reasons. There may be children involved. There may be responsibilities that you have to give up, or even benefits that you have to give up. You know, I don't want the house, just let me go, you know. So there are a lot of different situations that you're giving it a very good thought. And it is this month of October that you will be brought to having to make a decision. Let's take this Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is, I've got allegrezza al cuore, happiness in the heart, lettera, letter, and prigione, prison. And prison, the prison talks about the ball and chain, you know, being actually institutionally bonded to someone, being married, having an institutionalized relationship, and for many of us. But besides that, it also talks about being happily married, okay? Being happily married and conveying that, wanting to convey it now, from now on. These are your desires in the month of October because you have regrets and you're crystallizing your desire for what you would like in future. I'm going to now take this, the oracle cards to the over the devil and the page of wands. It's negative patterns, negative emotional patterns. Interesting, you know, how, because the cards are very interesting because they give you a negative message and the clarifiers are always positive here. And I've seen this happen before. Allegria, that's happiness. Conversazione, conversation. And omaggio di preziosi, gifts. Okay, so that is also part of communication. And I see this as a learning process. You're learning how to break away. You're learning how to say no. And saying no will put you in a position of being on the right track, come what may. Of course, if there are other people involved, like it looks like there may be children involved or younger members of the social community that depend on you, it could happen. But failing that, it does talk about a learning process whereby you make the decision, obviously, but then once the decision is enacted, you look for help as well, social help in the social sphere. If you are in a position of being a single mom or a single dad, and you need help socially with your children, that's an example. You may be able to get help from social services, for example. If you're a young couple, no children, but you need to break that pattern, you're going to go toward a network, a social network of friends that will give you help, which is interesting. Now let's go, Capricorn, to the card, the moon card, the outgoing card, the card of change. It may talk about the moon cycle as well, when you are ready to enact change. I have here denaro, which speaks to the bond, the institutional bond, the marriage, or a very close-knit couple. Then I've got a consolante sorpresa, consoling surprise, and amatrice, the female lover. And it could be a male in this case. I see here that if for the females of the situation that I have described, it will be a little easier with respect to the male component. If you're the Capricorns on the receiving end and you are a single dad or in a position of having to break away, I see you having more difficulties than the females of the group, of the Capricorns. Let's take a look at the runes. Okay. Well. Let me turn them around. Finally, nameless, faceless rune, weird, has come up quite a bit. And this tells us that you want to do things on your own terms. I'm ready. I'm done. This is it. I'm ready to change. But you want the change in your own terms. You are stepping up to the challenge. This is Urus Merkstave. You are stepping up to the challenge. The runes are telling you, step up to that challenge, Capricorn. And what else I have here is like this nameless, faceless rune, weird. I have Isa, and Isa's all about stepping into your own power, being empowered, learning what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are, bolstering your strengths, and cooling down your weaknesses, but give the strengths what they deserve. Bring those forward. Bring your best foot forward. Also, again, there is there's this rune need that does tell us It's time, Capricorn, you need to step up, excuse me, to bat. You're being called to action, and the universe is calling you to action. What are you going to do? Are you going to go through with it? The runes are telling you it's high time you do. It's high time you do. And I have here two other runes, lovely runes. One is Diag. Excuse me. Diag talks about the possibility in the month of October to break a pattern that will then also break a karmic pattern for you. And then things will be changing. And the runes are suggesting it. You need to step up and you need to enact change yourself. Lovely, lovely, lovely. The last rune is Lagas Lagus, and it talks about smooth sailing. Do not fear, because Lagas Lagus is here. It's smooth sailing. And once you decided to enact change, it will work in your favor. A little more difficult for the males, but better for the female Capricorns. I do hope this was of help to you, ladies and gentlemen, Capricorn friends. Welcome to my channel, new people who are tuning in for the first time. And until we read together again, but before I say namaste, I want to say hello. Liz, hello. Nice to see you too. Shivane, I think it is. Good, thank you. Stacy, interesting, isn't it? It's difficult. It is difficult to break a bond. I mean, we are flesh and blood, right? So let's take our time and enjoy the days as they come. Until we read together again. Bye-bye.